What's going on, YouTube? We back checking in. So this is the same day. Right when I posted this video, I came outside and decided to break it down. And I figured out what my issue was. So don't make this mistake that I made. And I'm gonna show you real quick what my issue was. As you can tell, I was on it. I already got it broken down. Boom, bam, bow. Got it broken down. I was working. No questions asked, right? So my problem was that I had originally already replaced this gasket. So this is the intake gasket, not the intake manifold, but the intake cover gasket, right? The intake manifold cover gasket. I had already replaced this gasket when I went and picked it up. But what I did was, when I replaced the gasket, I only put 11 screws in. So it's a total of 12 screws. I missed this screw back here. So I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I put 11 screws in, and I missed this screw right here. I tightened all 11 screws down, and it held it down, right? Held the gasket in place. It didn't have no leaks or anything. When it had a leak, I just couldn't tell. So when I pressure washed it, the pressure blew this end of the gasket out because the screw was not in there. So that was my issue. That's why when I pressure washed it, I had an issue. So broke it down. It's 11 8mm bolts. 11 8mm bolts to get that off. And the only thing you have to do is disconnect the harness and pull it out. Disconnect the harness. Take all the 8mm bolts out. Disconnect the vacuum lines. It's 2 vacuum lines, and then the vacuum line that go to the brake booster. You disconnect those, and then you pull it out. Me being who I am, I'm doing a little extra, so that's gonna be in another video, but just wanted to show you that I did figure out what my issue was, which was that back bolt was not in the intake cover. So when I pressure washed it, the pressure from it blew the gasket off, which caused my vacuum leak. So stay tuned. I'm gonna put everything together. Film another video in the mix of me working on this. I'm gonna film another video, and then when I crank it up, you'll see that I fixed the problem. So stay tuned. I'll check back in with you in a minute. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. And before we go ahead and get into the video, y'all already know how I like to start the video. Thank you to everybody who has subscribed to the channel. Thank you to everybody who watched the videos. We're gonna keep growing. We're gonna keep moving and grooving, and let's get right into it. So back on the Yukon today. Got some stuff I gotta do to it. Haven't drove this boy since I got it back to Texas, but we back on the Yukon. Hold on, let me put my trash can up. But yeah, so got some parts that came in. Went back to Alabama and picked some parts up. So we about to get into it. All right. So I had to get that put up. All right, so what we got going on today? Ooh, I almost fell. All right. So that's the intake spider injectors. And I said injectors. So this is the one that was originally on there. and you can see it broke right there, and it was messing up on both sides. So I went and got another one, and what I'm gonna do is this one right here is broke, so I'm gonna replace that one. Then there's another one. This one right here is broke, so I'm gonna replace that one. And then I'm gonna just keep that one for parts, just in case I need it for parts. So these two right here are definitely going to get replaced. These two right here. You just gotta take these screws out, pop them out, and then pop them back in. So, oh, it's three. And then this one right here, because that one's broke too, so I'm gonna replace that one. I'm trying to make sure ain't no more. And then I'm gonna clean it up. So, definitely gonna replace them. Then the intake, definitely gonna replace that. Because as you can tell, the last time, you see the cracks, I tightened it down too tight due to, and I got cracks in here too, you can see the cracks. I tightened it down too tight due to my fuel injector would not seal in here properly, and they tightened it down too tight, so I just got a new one of those. So so here go the package. Razor blade slicked out. Brand new, same style, same setup. He even got the gasket already in there. You see the gasket already in there? It's black though, but normally it's blue. But if you compare it side by side, exact same, looking side by side. So, new upper intake cover. This is for, where is it? I got it somewhere. This right here going to the, this is the new, this right here, which go into the valve cover. New gasket for the spider injector. And then this is a block off cover, but I don't need that. And then this is a new for right here. So we are going to start putting it together. We can put it on the other vehicle. I'm trying to figure out how to get it on now. Give me a minute. I know you, oh, I gotta push it in so it can seal. All right, so I gotta put a little. All right, so for some weird reason, this is the new one. That's the old one. And it doesn't match up like the old one, so I'm just gonna put the old one on. I'm just gonna take this. I'm gonna take this gasket off and put it on the old one so it can line up like factory. Look at that. So definitely gonna clean that up. So I'm gonna put everything on here and then I'm gonna cut you back on in a minute. Okay, checking back in. So this is the old intake. Got everything switched from the old intake to the new one. Everything fit good. I just reused this from the old intake and replaced the gasket that was on there. And then use this, because this goes to the brake booster, and just replace the gasket that was on there. That's new. So now what I'm about to work on is getting these injectors switched out. So I think it's an 8mm. Yeah, 8mm. And then you're supposed to push it. You're supposed to push it out in that little hole. So I'm gonna try it out, see if it work out for me. And if so, we gonna be in the game, player. So I'm gonna take this in the house and do it in the house. I think I got my pick in the house, man. I got my pick in the house, hold on. I'll pick that up in a minute. Alright. So I gotta figure out which ones it is again. Okay, it's on this side. So I'll try it on this one first since this the broke one. So you remove the plate. Alright, so I got that plate off. And then I'm just gonna try one. Heck, I don't wanna use that. I'm scared I'm gonna poke it. Give me one moment. All right, so we are back and still working on the fuel injector, spider injector. So I know I told you guys that I was gonna change the injectors out completely from the old one. Well, shoot, from that one right there to this one right here. But I decided not to do that. Because if you look at the top of those injectors where I was pushing, you can see that it pushed it in. So I decided not to do that just in case the injector was messed up. So what I did do was I just removed the broken clips from the injectors and then took the clips that wasn't damaged off of that one and put it on here. Fairly easy. You do have to be careful in the process of doing that due to they are brittle, so you have to be real careful.
So I broke a couple of them in the process, but I was able to get it swapped out.
And then if you look closely, like this is one that I replaced. If the camera will focus, it don't want to focus. So this is one I replaced. This one right here. That's clean compared to that one. So I'm just gonna spray them down with some carb cleaner real good. Fuel injection carb cleaner real good. And then I'm gonna install it. So I'll cut you back on shortly. Just pretty simple. I might hit it with some degreaser too, but it's gunk all in them little crevices. So it's gunk all in them little crevices and in there too. So you want to spray it down real good. So that's what I'm about to do. And then I'm gonna clean all up in here real good. And then I'm gonna be putting it back together shortly. So I'll cut you back on in a minute. All right, guys, so you can see I got everything back together. I got the new intake manifold cover on. This is screwed. I need to fix that. Oh, but this will be coming off in a minute. All right, so I got the new intake manifold on. As you can tell, I need to replace this purge valve because it cracked. My doggone, what is it? My doggone torque would not tell me that it was torque. So it cracked my purge valve, but I got it on. Everything running real good, been driving it. So I'm just finishing up the video. So my issue was why I had a huge vacuum leak. It was two things. Oh, my grill cracking. It was two things. I forgot a screw that goes back here, as you're gonna see at the beginning of the video. And then this right here was not seated properly. So the spider injector was not, and it didn't push back down again. For some reason, this spider injector does not sit properly, even with the seal, which was causing a vacuum leak. So that was an issue that I was running into as well. I don't have the vacuum leak now, but I can tell that it's not sitting like it's supposed to. It's actually dropped down. Give me one moment. So it's actually dropped down because it's supposed to be sitting. I'm trying to see. Yeah, it's supposed to be. Well, it might be. I can't tell. I'm gonna try to do is lift it up some and see. Well, no, I ain't. I'm gonna leave it alone. So crank it out. All right. So no more vacuum leak, no more screaming. As you can tell, so it's running good. I done drove it several times, so we straight. So we definitely straight. So it's quiet again, no more yelling. So yeah, so that was my problem. Yeah, and I don't feel no vacuum leak like I did from the spider injector. At first I felt the vacuum leak. Now Yeah, it ain't up there like it need to be, but I don't. It might got a little. It might got a little vacuum leak, but not as bad as it was, because I don't feel it. So I'm gonna leave it alone. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it alone. I ain't even gonna mess with it no more. So that was the issue. The bolt at the back and the spider injector was causing my vacuum leak. So thank you guys for checking out the video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thank you to everybody who dropped a comment on their first video. Very appreciated, very appreciative. But I did go ahead and get it figured out. So hit that like, subscribe, and share button. Peace.